Welcome, Duskborn. I am Thalios, the witness of ages, and these are the truths time has hidden from you. Today we turn our gaze to a tale as old as civilization itself. A tale of ambition, sacrifice, and the inescapable cycles of death and rebirth. The tale of Inanna's descent to the Underworld. You may think this story belongs to the past, but look closer. The struggles of a goddess are no different than those of mortals today. Power must be earned, sacrifices must be made, and in the end, we all must face the darkness. Come, Duskborn, and listen. There was a time when Inanna, the great queen of heaven, ruled with beauty, grace, and ambition. She was not content to simply be a goddess of love and fertility. No, she desired more. She desired power. And so she turned her eyes toward the dark and terrible realm of the underworld, ruled by her sister Ereshkigal. But why, you ask? Why would one who has everything seek the domain of death itself? Is that not the way of your world as well? Those with power always crave more. The higher one climbs, the more they fear the fall. It is not enough to be loved. One must also be feared. And so Inanna prepared for her journey. She adorned herself in her 7 sacred meat treasures, signs of her divinity and power. A shining crown, golden necklace, the sacred rod of rule, each a symbol of her status, her authority. She believed she could conquer the underworld as she had the heavens. Oh, how foolish she was. And at the gates of the underworld, Inanna stood, her voice ringing with command. "Open the gates, gatekeeper, for I, Inanna, queen of heaven, demand entry." The guardian Nedu, unimpressed by her demands, relayed her request to Ereshkigal, the dark and sorrowful queen of the dead. And the queen laughed. "Let her enter," Ereshkigal decreed, "but let her be stripped of her pride." And so, as Inanna passed through each of the 7 gates, a piece of her glory was taken from her. First, her crown, then her jewels, then her robes, until at last she stood naked before the throne of death itself. What is power when stripped of its symbols? And yet do you not see, Duskborn, how many in your world strut about in titles, suits, and badges? But when stripped bare, what remains? Do they still hold power, or is it simply the illusion of it? Before Ereshkigal, Inanna stood defenseless, and the queen of the dead did not show mercy. With a single glance, Inanna was struck down, her life forfeited, her body hung upon a hook like a carcass. Death had consumed the queen of heaven. Do you understand now, Duskborn? In seeking to conquer, she was destroyed. She thought herself immortal, untouchable, yet she was as frail as any mortal who has walked your paths. How many today believe themselves too powerful to fall? How many corporate kings, political leaders, and celebrities think they are beyond consequence? But just as Inanna, they too will be humbled by forces greater than themselves. But Inanna did not remain in darkness. Her faithful servants, her connections, her true power lay not in her titles, but in those who loved her. Through cleverness, sacrifice, and intervention, Inanna was restored, revived, and returned to the world of the living. But she did not return the same. She had seen death, she had faced oblivion, and she understood that power was not simply about what one takes, but also what one endures. The world today is filled with those who rise and those who fall. Some climb the highest peaks only to be dashed upon the rocks. Others endure the darkest abysses and emerge stronger. Tell me, Duskborn, who are you? Do you seek powers or do you seek understanding? For only one will truly save you. His has been the tale of Inanna's descent, a warning, a lesson, and a truth. I'm Thalios, the witness of ages, and these are the stories time has hidden from you. Until next time, Duskborn, remember the words and warnings I speak.